marginal farmer. So small and marginal farmer, as you must be knowing, that 86% of the population of farming community is small and marginal farmers. And small means which is having less than 2 hectares of land, and marginal is 1 hectare of land. So basically 86% of the population is having less than 2 hectares of land. So these 2 hectares of land, a marginal farmer, they are not able to make it effective because of this fragmented handholding. So how to deal with that small and marginal farmer? I think FPO is the one instrument which can really help in bringing this farmer together. This is basically a collectivization of farmers. If you see the definition of FPO, the farmers, the term says farmer producers organization. This is organization. So individual cannot really play in the market. So you need to come together, and it's like a century-old system of cooperative farming. So coming together, bringing some benefit to the members and sharing that benefit amongst the members. That is the concept. So if you start with FPO can be in cooperative sector, or it can be in registered under Companies Act also. Basically, if you see last 100 years, the cooperative sector was there in existing. So during early 2000, around 3, there was a committee set up by Chairman Mr. Alag, Dr. Alag. So he had recommended that there should be some freedom given to this organization who can really do some business out of this sector. So that is why this the FPC concept came. Now the FPO and FPC, I'll just tell you the differentiation. FPO is a organization where all sectors are involved, cooperative as well as companies. But if you talk about farmers producers company, only companies are involved. Now, who are the major players in this environment, FPO ecosystem? Now, FPO ecosystem, if you see, it started, although as a cooperative, it started long back, but as a revamped cooperative, as a FPO, it started in 2006, 7, 8, 9, during that period. But NABARD came into this FPO business in around 2011. So NABARD started with giving credit to the farmers producers organization under a fund called Producers Organization Development Fund. We call it PODF. Now, when this PODF was started, we gave loan to the existing farmers producers organization, and they in turn will be benefiting, and the farmers will be, that was the objective of this PODF. Now we thought that this PODF was success because we are giving basically credit to the farmers producers organization. Now seeing the structure of NABARD, we are thinking that we cannot manage this producer organization with NABARD because we have got very limited network in the field. So we engaged our subsidiary called NABKISA, who is now doing the giving lending part for FPOs. But we thought that there is a need for promoting FPO in this sector. What our assessment says is that there are around 14 crore farming communities, farming families are there, farm families are there. Now 14 crore, if you want to involve all the small and marginal farmer, we require, statistically, we require almost 2.5 lakh of FPOs. But there are at that point in time, there was very few FPOs in the area. So we thought that there should be some agency who will promote these FPOs. So NABARD started with a fund given by Government of India called Produce Fund. That Produce Fund, although it is not operational now, we are not giving, but the target was that the Produce Fund will promote 3,000 FPOs all over India. This was very much successful, and we have promoted around 3,200, more than the target given, 3,200 in that year. NABARD again came out with a fund called Producers Organization Development Fund as part 2, there we call it ID. So that fund was created to NABARD independently develop FPOs in this sector. Now, why there's a requirement of FPO, I'll just tell you. NABARD has been implementing watershed. NABARD has been implementing watershed development and tribal development almost last 2.5 decades we are implementing. And we thought that a project after completion, we need to handhold it, the organization which are present in the field. If you want to handhold them, there should be some farmers producers organization in the area. So accordingly, we developed farmers producers organization in the project area. And they were existing in that area in the form of watershed development committee or tribal development committee. So we consolidated those committees and formed farmer producers organization. Now slowly, when this things was going on, then finally we thought that there could be some requirement of farmers to promote FPOs in and around that watershed or tribal development fund. So there we promoted FPOs in a big way. Presently, we have got around 6,000 odd FPOs all over India. That is NABARD promoted FPOs, both under PODF ID and under producement. So 6,000 odd. Actual figure is 7,000, but there are some, I should say, dormant. Some FPOs are dormant. So presently we have got, we can say 6,000 FPOs under NABARD. Now we must be aware that last 3 years, 3 years back, there was one central sector scheme called 10,000 FPO promotion under central sector scheme. So under that, again 10,000 FPOs were added. NABARD was also an implementing agency in that scheme. Now let us come to what is the objective of FPO. FPO actually, basically, I told you these are small and marginal farmers. They have to come together and they have to work together and they will benefit each other. So I'll give you an example. Now, I as a farmer, if you are going to the field, then I require to buy seed, I require to buy fertilizer, I require to get arrangement for irrigation and information also individually. So as a farmer, I am doing so many work. In addition to the farming work, I am doing collecting seed, collecting fertilizer, collecting pesticides, and water arrangement, machinery, all those things. Now, these farmers, these small farmers, they cannot own a tractor or a power tiller. So what we can do is, if 100, 200 or 500 farmers, they come together, they can cater to the requirement of the entire farming community. Now, instead of myself going to the nearest market, if a farmers producer organization, a collective of farmers, they go to the nearest market, they can bargain for the cheapest price of imports, they can transport it together, and then again they can distribute among the farmers. So as a result, they save transportation cost, they improve the bargaining power of the farmers, and they, most important is that they get a quality input. So they will not be the dealers will not be cheating the farmers. So basically, this is the input side benefit we have. Now let us come to output side. Output side, I think you must be knowing now the tomato rate is hovering around 150 to 100 rupees per kilo. But there was some point in time where the tomato was 2 rupees, 3 rupees kilo. Farmers were not harvesting even because the cost of harvesting was not coming. So what can be done when the farming, the produce is very much fluctuating prices there. So basically, whenever there is a fluctuation in price, the middlemen, they take the benefit of that. So just to avoid these middlemen, what we can do, if farmers, they come together and they aggregate it, if they don't process it, they can just see a direct market in the nearby area and they get a good benefit. So if a tomato is procured at 10 rupees, they can sell it at 15 rupees in the nearby market, the farmers get benefit. So this collectivization of output is very much important in this case. When the FPO matures, FPO starts with the input business. This provide seed, they provide fertilizer, they provide machinery, they provide pesticides. But at the output level, they aggregate this produce, they do some sort of sorting, packaging, and then selling it to the consumer. So in the entire process, the entire value chain, they earn a benefit, they earn an income, and that income is distributed to the farming community. So indirectly, they get a cheaper input cost, they get a better price, plus whatever the benefit FPO is making, they get a dividend also. So this entire model, the farmers are totally benefited, especially small and marginal farmers. Now, whether these FPOs are democratic or not, that is a big question. People generally they raise questions whether these FPOs are democratic. We want that this should be democratic, because all members, they elect their board members, and these board members again, the function in a very transparent manner, and they engage some chief executive officer or some experts, and they do the business. Basically, that is the objective. So if you now let us come to how these FPOs are, they constitute a FPO. Now, when you mobilize 200, 300, 400 farmers, everybody cannot participate in the program. So what we do, geographically, we some members, they represent a group of farmers. We call it Farmers Interest Group, FIG, or there could be some other local names, but basically we call it FIG. So FIG will be represented by one board member in a producers organization. There could be 10 or 15 FIGs, and total members will be, it's generally under general, now all India picture is the Farmers Producers Organization. The membership is around 300 to 350. So these 15 FIGs, they will elect a board representative, and this board will be acting on behalf of these farmers. Now, under cooperative as well as companies, these boards are supposed to augment the resources of FPO, work for the benefit of the farmers, and these FPOs again, actually, if you are talking about the ownership, these FPOs are owned by the members, but this is run by board of directors. Now, just to help the board of directors, this board of directors again, they engage some experts. We call it as chief executive officer. Sometimes you can tell it as a manager also. And this chief executive officer, they run around how to economize the activities of the FPO, how the maximum benefit is given to the farmer. These activities are seen by CEOs. CEO can engage some marketing expert or some accountants or some godown management manager. So those helping hand will be there depending upon the activity of the FPO. So basically, if you see the organogram, at the bottom level, we have got farmers. Above that, we have got board of directors, and board of directors will have one chairman. And this organogram, within this organogram, there will be independent body called chief executive officer or some marketing manager or godown keeper or accountants. So this is the basically structure of the. Now you may ask what NABARD is supporting for this running this FPO. Now initially, when FPO farmers are mobilized, you need some amount of money to mobilize these farmers. So what NABARD has done is that we have got a system called 3-tier structure. We have got at a state level, we have got resource support agency. At district level, we have got producers organization promoting institutions, POPI. So say district level, we have got POPI, and at block level or at farmer level, we have got farmer. So what we do, we engage some expert NGOs or some agencies, those who are working in agriculture field, like it could be KVK or it could be some agriculture university also. They play the role of handholding of these farmers. We call it POPI, Producers Organization Promoting Institution. Now these NGOs, all NGOs cannot participate in NABARD program. I think I will give you the background also. When an NGO is eligible for involved in the NABARD program, the first criteria is that it should be 3 years old. It should have a 3 years balance sheet, and it should also have a credential to work with the community, and this would also resides locally. It cannot happen that a person residing in Delhi, they will work in Bihar or some northeastern states. So they should have a presence, local presence. So based on certain criteria, we'll rate the NGOs. That NGO rating, we call it as they should score at least 60% of the marks. Based on certain criteria, we have fixed. So once they qualify 60% criteria, we'll identify and tell them, okay, you promote FPOs in these areas, in these geographical areas. So when they start doing it, they require some money. So what we tell them is that, okay, you come out with the proposal. So the proposal will involve promotion of FPO plus the administration cost of the producers organization promoting institution. Now, if you see, I think those who are working already in the FPO sector, the central sector schemes give a lot of fund in this promotion of FPO, but NABARD slightly we have got a conservative way. We give generally 20 to 21 lakhs for promoting an FPO. And all this is just, I'll repeat the 21 lakhs, but this 21 lakhs is released over a period of time, depending upon the deliverables the copies deliver over a period of 3, 4, 5 years. Now, what we give for mobilizing farmers, you require to do some baseline survey, you require to do some meetings, you require to interact with the people. So that also will involve some cost. So for that cost, for mobilizing people, we have. Once the people are mobilized, once farmers are mobilized, then they require some money for getting it registered. Now, FPOs, unlike SHGs, FPOs are required to be registered. This is a registered body. It could be in the form of a NABARD'S, is that it could be in the form of a trust, it could be in the form of a Society Registration Act, it could be in the form of a Cooperative Societies Act, or it could be in the Companies Act. So NABARD is open to all sorts of registration, but it should be a registered body. Although we have got different plus and minuses for all these registration norms, but basically now slowly we are moving to Companies Act, Farmers Producers Company, as I was telling earlier. Now this, when it is registered, the registers require a identification of the board, then their director information number, direct DIN we call it. Then for registration also you require some money. So we give around 30 to 40,000 rupees for getting the FPOs registered. Now once the registration is over, then you require again mobilization of farmers, because this is a continuous process. Initially we'll start with 100 farmers, then slowly we mobilize and 200, 300, 400, 500. The more the number, the more business will be viable. The viability of the business will be good. The number, if number is more. Now in this present setup, what we do, and to run an FPO, they require a small office. They require a small office. So what we do, we don't encourage to construct a building and in the name of first year only. What we do, we rent out a local building with a nominal cost of maybe 1,500 or 2,000 rupees per month, and some electricity charges, some administrative cost. We reimburse that amount. For running an FPO, you require engaging a CEO. We require engaging in some accountants also, for which we give a nominal salary of 10,000, 15,000. But all this, let me tell you, these are all not sufficient. You will not get an expert with 10,000 only. You require to pay more for getting a good expert. But what we encourage is that the local farmers, local unemployed youth should be encouraged to take up this CEO work, so that it is viable. Otherwise, an IRMA graduate or some XYZ studied MBA will not come to village with just a pay of 10,000 rupees. So there should be some sync with that qualification. The local people should be engaged as a CEO. Now for meeting these expenses also, we are doing it. And now FPO, when 1 or 2 years it is old, they require some money for business purpose. So what we do, we say that, okay, if you are doing well for this two years, we'll give you a business development assistance, BDA, business development assistance, in the form of a corpus 5 lakh we give for doing the business, starting the business. Because initially no bank will give you money. So their equity, they are supposed to collect equity from all members. Generally, we insist that, okay, 1,000 rupees if you collect, 500 farmers means 5 lakh your equity will be there. So this equity and plus the BDA, what business development assistance NABARD is giving, they can pull together and they can start the business. Once they start business, they will earn income, and that income can be again plowed back in the business. So as a result, over a 2 to 3 years, I have seen some FPOs, they have made a net worth of 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs. Now these 25 lakhs, if they approach a bank, nearby bank may be interested in giving loan to this. So basically, to encourage business, you need to invest your own money, and after investing in your own money, if you earn something from there, you can leverage the bank credit from the local banks. So this model goes like this, and this entire life cycle, NABARD is assisting in the form of giving a salary to the CEOs, some office expenses, maybe if they are having some go down keeper also some salary of support card. But let me tell you, our assistance is, frankly speaking, it is not full. Only partly we are sharing the expenses of the FPO. So what we expect that after 5 years, the FPOs will stand on their own feet and they should survive on their own. They will earn as much as they can give salary to the CEOs, salary to the accountants, and also dividend to the members. That is the basic objective. Now, these 5 years may not be, our observation is that this 3 to 5 years is not enough to FPO to become self-reliant. So therefore, we are also converging with some fund from our NABARD resources also. We have got pickup van under mobile rural mart. We have got some fund. So we are encouraging these FPOs to take that benefit of that project. So we give rural van to the farmers, and then farmers, they invest, and they engage this rural mart in pickup van for carrying their marketing products or maybe bringing their inputs. So as a result, we are converging other schemes of NABARD also in that. We also help farmers in buyer-seller meet, because FPOs are producing something, but if they don't find a seller, then there is no point in producing it, and they will not get, they'll be again cheated by middlemen. So what we do, we bring buyers and sellers also together, and so that they can get benefit of that. We also help FPOs to get license from state government, seed license or trade license, or there are some agencies like we have some state government schemes also. We also facilitate that they should also, state government schemes are also converted in the FPO movement. Basically, entire activity for over a period of 3 to 5 years, the FPO is given a handholding, but handholding is given with the objective that they should be self-sustaining after 5 years. So sustainability is the key word in this FPO. We have seen out of, let me tell you, out of these 600 FPOs, we can say clearly that we have got around 2,000 FPOs, those who are self-sustaining. But others are really, they need to pull up their socks and they need to really work hard to be sustainable. So out of 6,000, only 2,000 means only 30% success rate. But nevertheless, this 30% success rate, if they create a environment of the people will learn from their activities, then other FPOs also will be encouraged to take up. Now we have got some very good success stories. Some of the FPOs, NABARD scheme, they have done a business of more than 5 crore. And recently we took on review almost 100 farmers you have got, those who have done a business turnover of 1 crore. So 1 crore, if you calculate that way, if you take 8% or 10% as the profit margin, so you can take 10 lakhs as their profit. So that way, FPO slowly they can build their assets. Now FPOs are also, I have seen FPOs are buying land, FPOs are having their own building, FPOs are having their own tractor, FPOs are having their own godowns. And numerous schemes are there in the government which are there to help you, like common service center. If you or a like you want 2 tractors, some 3 4 power tillers, some machinery, that also can be given by the government. I have seen in Andhra Pradesh recently, the horticulture department is giving a solar powered freezing refrigeration unit, so farmers can keep their vegetables for some days, 10 days, 15 days, and they can sell it when they get a good market. So some arrangements are already there, and it is out of convergence only. We are joining hands with the state government, government of India, and other banks also in making this FPO movement successful. Now, FPO for doing a business, they require credit, because unless they have fund, they cannot do some business. So farmers, they always, the FPO, they always, when we meet FPOs, they say that we require credit, we require loan from bank. Now that point was not really 2 years back. This credit culture was not there amongst the FPOs. Now slowly, with the NABARD, a subsidiary of NABARD coming, even credits are also slowly flowing in this sector. Almost 80% of the total credit given to FPOs, NABARD is taking care, and some other banks are also slowly picking up. SBI has picked up, HDFC Bank, even small finance banks. Some of the small finance bank also come forward to give loan. Now, what is the biggest challenge for this loan? The biggest challenge is the lack of collateral. Bankers will ask for security, but FPOs, they don't have any security. So lack of collateral is the biggest challenge for the FPOs. The second biggest is that the low equity base. FPOs are having 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs equity. So bankers will not be encouraged to give a bigger amount against that 4 and 5 lakhs. So that is why you need to really build the equity base of the FPOs. And third is the bankers are not aware of the identity of FPOs, how they are functioning, what is the way. So if you meet these 3 challenges, definitely FPO sector will get a boost. Now, what we have done is that NABARD has sensitized, NABARD in fact has prepared a guidance note of financing FPO, and we have circulated amongst all banks, especially cooperative banks, and we have recommended to IBA for coming out with a guideline for FPO financing that has come. So bankers are slowly becoming aware that the FPO is one entity through which they can do business. As regards collateral, under central sector scheme, NABARD has been entrusted with a fund called Credit Guarantee Fund. Now, credit guarantees, under credit guarantee scheme, all FPOs given credit will be covered under credit guarantee scheme. This credit guarantee scheme is handled by a subsidiary of NABARD, NAB Sanrakshan. So they are handling this credit guarantee scheme. So so this credit guarantee scheme, what happens is when bankers is giving loan, the credit guarantee is given to the extent of 85% or 75%, depending upon the size of the loan. So if a defaulter, I wish there is no defaulter, but if a FPO is not able to repay back the loan, the bankers will be made good out to the extent of that guarantee, 85% or 75%. So Sorry, I got a call from me. Now, these FPOs, they ultimately they require credit. So what we have done is that we have this NABARD structure with the coming of that credit guarantee scheme. They are now getting encouraged to give loan. So under this NABARD structure, we have got eligible lending institution. Now we have got around 85 lending institutions. They are functioning and they are taking benefit of this NABARD structure. Now coming to equity also, NABARD, I told you NABARD is giving BDA, business development assistance, plus there's some schemes which are available under SFSC also, although I don't know SFSC now the matching equity is there or not, but they are also, there is a benefit in coming to the FPOs in the form of a matching equity. So I think this is the entire gamut of FPO. And I told you for market linkages, definitely we are giving loan to the for all benefits under NABARD scheme. We are giving. We are organizing some FPO meet also. We are organizing some subsidiary, some seller buyer seller meet also. So entire package is there for FPO promotion. I think with this I'll conclude and I'll hand over to Madam. If there is some questions, I'll take it.
Thank you very much, sir, for a wonderful talk. I will take up the questions from the participants now. The first question is from one of our member, Mr. Mohan.
Madam,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Madam, I'll take one area. I'll call up. I'll get 30 seconds. I'll just call up and tell because one of my
sure, sir. Please unmute your mic.
Yes, Madam. I'm sorry.
It's okay, sir. I'll take up the questions now. The first question is from one of our member, Mr. Mohan. He is asking, can you please tell, just a minute, sir. Can you please tell me honestly, central government say cold storages are very much necessary and subsidy has to be given to encourage entrepreneurs, but in reality, which is not so. How much maximum actually the subsidy for cold storage, sir?
I'll put, although this is not come in the portfolio of our FPO, but I'll definitely tell you there is a food processing fund with NABARD. So under food processing fund, we have got certain components for cold storage, but individual farmers, we are not having any scheme for cold storage. Individual farmers, we don't, earlier it used to be, but we don't have any scheme right now. There is no scheme, but under food processing fund, some under food park, they can set up cold storage unit also. Yes.
Okay, I'll take up the next question, sir.
I can see one question.
Sir, can you explain the various schemes and initiatives introduced by NABARD to promote FPOs?
What is that? Which is that?
The various schemes and initiatives introduced by NABARD to promote FPOs.
Dairy scheme.
Various schemes, whichever schemes are available.
Sir. Okay. Whichever schemes.
Yeah.
No, basically, let me tell you, we have got basically two schemes. One is already over, that is produce fund. Under produce fund, government has interested that you promote 2000 FPOs. They have given some around 200 crore fund, and we have delivered. So that was the first initiation to NABARD. That is over now. Now we have got a open-ended scheme that is called Producers Organization Development Fund. Under that, anybody, if they are eligible for getting NABARD finance, definitely they can apply, and the FPOs can be promoted. And I told you FPOs are promoted by producers, organization, promoting institutions. So individual farmer cannot approach NABARD. It is not expected. So what we do, if some NGOs are working in that area, you can take the help of them, go to a nearest district development manager. Well, in fact, our district development managers are placed in all districts. So talk to them. They will help you how a FPO scheme can be submitted to NABARD. What are the eligibility? What are the fund available? And all those things, DDM will help you.
Okay.
Yes.
What kind of capacity building support does NABARD offer for 2 FPOs?
Now, NABARD has got 2 ways of building capacity. One is NABARD is housing 3 Bankers Institute of Rural Development. One is at Lucknow, one is at Mangalore, the third one is in Calcutta. So these 3 institutes, they conduct various types of programs of FPO, including how FPO is to be formed, how accounting has to be maintained, how marketing linkage is to be there. All gamut of FPOs are conducted by these institutes. Some of the training programs are free of cost. You can stay there, you can learn and come back. So those things, you can just keep it a tab of their website. You can find out. And in addition to that, we have got in the program itself. In the program itself, I told you 21 lakh is given to the FPO promotion. There also some component is inbuilt for training and capacity building. In addition to that, we also conduct exposure visit. Some FPOs are doing good in some part of India. So carry some of the farmers, some progressive farmers to that area, and how that is done, that also we take capacity building by this means. Yes.
Okay. I'll take up the next question, sir. How does NABARD assist FPOs in accessing credit facilities and financial services?
Okay. I think this I have made it clear in my presentation, in my talk also, that first of all, we sensitize bankers for dispensing credit to the FPO sector, because bankers are not aware what is FPO. So that job is also done by us. We are sensitizing bankers. We are giving a guidance note also, that these are the areas you should focus for giving loan to the FPOs. So that is also taken care of by that. And I told you, lack of collateral is the major hurdle for giving loan to the FPOs. So there also NABARD, our subsidiary NABARD, is taking care of that credit guarantee. So credit guarantee is given. We are building capacity of the bankers, and also we are giving all inputs, policy advocacy at RBI level, at IBA level. So these are the steps we take for encouraging credit to the farm FPOs.
Okay. Does NABARD provide technical assistance or training programs to FPOs? If yes, what are they?
Yes, definitely yes, because we also conduct specialized program for FPOs in, I told you, BIRD, Bankers Institute of Rural Development, as well as if there is some requirement at a field level, we conduct exposure visit, we conduct capacity building program also at the various regional level. I'll give you an example. Food processing industry, there's very good program which is conducted by BIRD. So FPOs, those who are interested in, those who are engaged in food processing, they can very well join that program. And these food processing industries, we invite experts from various areas also. It is not that only we are taking in-house experts, but different sector-specific experts also, we are taking them on board. Yes.
Okay. How does NABARD collaborate with other stakeholders to strengthen the functioning and sustainability of FPOs?
I think these also I have covered in my talk. Yes. Sustainability is a very important point in an FPO. That is why we always say that always we encourage the state governments, central government, whatever schemes are available in their portfolio, this would be given through FPOs. So now, even state government departments are also in their circulars, you will find the preference will be given to FPOs, any scheme, let it be it a customer hiring center or be it a food processing industry. They in the guidelines they say FPOs will be given preference. So that means that culture has come, that FPO, by going through FPO, the program will be successful, and we are encouraging all state governments and central government to, like I'll tell you one example. IFCO fertilizer dealership was restricted to only cooperatives. But with NABARD'S intervention, we told that, okay, if FPO registered as a company, they can also be given a dealership for the FPO. So that sort of intervention is taking, and we are joining hands with all stakeholders in bringing this movement success.
Okay. Sir, can you provide an example of successful FPOs that have received support from NABARD and the impact they have made?
I'll give you, I just don't remember exact the name, but there is one FPO in Tamil Nadu, Birapandi. This is a mainly women-led FPO. It's based in Tamil Nadu, Salem, and they are into many fields, including millet. So production of millet. If you even next time, I can share the success stories also with you. And there are many. So like Virapandi, we have got one Maharashtra, one goat farmers producers organization. So they are rearing goat for not only for meat purpose, they are rearing goat for milk also. So that is located somewhere in Satara area. We have got very good FPO in Orissa. They are in eucalyptus plantation. They have got buyback arrangement with paper industries or some other industries. So examples are many, but I told you it is only 30% of the total FPOs. So remaining 70% also we need to enroll them and bring it to a level. Yes.
Okay. We have one of our members joined in Zoom here, sir. He has posted a question. He's asking, what are the funds available for drip and sprinkler irrigation for FPOs from NABARD? This question is from our member, Mr. Vijay Kumar. Yes.
Actually, I will not be able to tell detail about that, but let me tell you, there is a fund of Government of India is managed by Micro Irrigation Fund. So under Micro Irrigation Fund, we are giving some credit linkage, credit plus grant. It is a credit plus grant model where we are not restricted to FPOs also. So individual farmers also can avail it. Plus FPOs are also eligible for that. But I will not be able to tell you exactly if that member is interested. They can really keep in touch with us. We'll definitely give him the details. But there is a Micro Irrigation Fund managed by NABARD.
Okay. Mr. Vijay Kumar, you have anything further to ask it, sir? You can unmute your mic and speak.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Actually, हम आपसे संपर्क में रहेंगे इसके बारे में, तो बाद में हम आपको कांटेक्ट करेंगे. अगर आप अपना ईमेल आईडी शेयर करेंगे तो अच्छा होगा, सर.
Okay. I'll do that. I think,
sir,
you can take it from
yeah.
I will take
sharing it to you, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. We have now completed the round of questions on behalf of agricultureinformation.com. We like to thank Mr. Mrinal Kanti for the talk and for answering the questions. I like to also thank all the participants in the meeting. This meeting will now be closed.
Thank you. Thank you very
You're
much.
most welcome, sir.
Now I can log out?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.